last 20 years. For some reason I decided this would be faster to do in 2D frame animation. Yeah, the jury's still out on that one. I've been putting it off. I've got the basic animation done for my character, except the jump attack. It should be easy. I'm really just tweaking the standing attack animation. I draw these out massively oversized and shrink them down before importing them into Unity. This gives a lot of margin for error. The line or curve that's a little sketchy at this point will only be a pixel or so away from great at game size. Side note, does this character look familiar to you? My wife thinks I ripped it off from somewhere, and I really don't want to start this over. Okay, so this one just got the script thrown out, and this is going to be a complete mess because I'm going to make this up as I go along. It turns out there's too much going on to actually follow the script and get clips in any kind of normal routine. So, here we go. Alright, first off, you'll have your player. You will need a animator component on your player. Once that's there, you can go over to the animations tab and create new clip. Save it where you like. I've already got one. From there, you have your timeline. Actually, we're not even on the player. Alright, now we're on the player with our jump attack animation I've already created. At this point, you just drag your sprites to the timeline in the order that you want. And your animation is done. If you flip over to the animator tab, this is where you control each element or each animation on your character. This would be the jump attack animation. Every time you create a new animation, it shows up here. You can rearrange these things however you see fit. Once you've got one, you can right-click, make a transition, and select whichever other animation you want it to go to. Mine's already done. I've got my jump attack transitioning from the player jump and the player jump already in the air. If you click on these, you can set conditions. So if you are jumping and the slash is triggered to true, this transition will kick you over to jump attack. Same thing if you are already in the air, you'll be kicked over to jump attack if slashing is true. And once slashing is false, you are kicked back to the jumping animation. The only odd thing about this is you need to make sure you have exit time turned off, just because this is cell animation in my example. You don't want it to try and blend out of your animation into the other animations. Alright, if we go back to our player, you can see we've got the event on this last frame called stop slash. That is just a function on my player controller code. If you go over there, all that does is set the animation variable slashing to false. It's at the end of the animation, so you want it set to false at that point, and it stops the slashing animations. And this is kind of where I start recycling things. I've got one attack, and the effects are overlaid. I think later on I'm going to have some kind of skill tree, and attack, size, shape, color, whatever will be changing depending on what we do. So the actual swoosh for the attack is a separate object. By default, I've got that set to inactive, but so you can see it That's what we've got right here. Once you get to this state, you've got an action, an event for turning on the hitbox, which is there. If you go to the next frame, there's another event to turn off the hitbox again. Hitbox off. And the very last frame is to end the slash animation of the whooshy effect for now. Beyond that, let's look at the code for this thing. It shows 3 very simple public voids. 1 to set the slash to inactive, turn the hitbox on, and turn the hitbox off. That's all the coding for that one. What? You're still here?